Hey everyone, welcome back to the Behaviorist Show. On our last episode, Setting the Stage, we talked about creating a calm, predictable classroom. One that feels safe, organized, and intentional. That's the foundation. Once that's in place, the next step is setting clear expectations. Because as I've said before, students will either rise or fall to the expectations we set for them. So let me share a couple of stories that really drives this home. A few years back, I worked with a student who had a long history of physical aggression toward property, peers, and even staff. He had a tough reputation before I started servicing him, and honestly, he'd earned it. He destroyed an entire computer lab. But I knew that if I wanted to reach him, I had to give him ownership, a sense of responsibility, and trust. So one day, we worked together to design a bulletin board in my behavior unit classroom. It was his project. We took our time, made it look great, bright, creative, meaningful. For a couple of days, it stayed up. And then one day, out of a fit of rage, he tore the whole thing down. Paper everywhere, borders shredded, the floor looked like a confetti storm had hit it. Needless to say, I was disappointed, deeply disappointed. But instead of cleaning it up, I told the custodian to leave the mess right where it was. The next morning, when he came in, he saw it, the wreckage, the work we'd both been very proud of. He stood there for a moment, and then quietly, he started cleaning it up all on his own. No one told him to. He looked up at me while he was cleaning up with his sad little eyes, and he said he was sorry. And I asked him, "Why did you do it?" He didn't really know. He just shrugged. So I asked him if he wanted to make a new one. He nodded. And we did, together. That new bulletin board stayed up the rest of the year. He took pride in it, protected it even. And you know what? He never destroyed or hit anything ever again. Not once. For the next 2 years I had him. That's what ownership looks like. That's what trust looks like. But it's not always about a direct fix. Sometimes the learning happens in the aftermath. I remember another time, a different year, a student who kicked the base of one of the big paper trees I had built for the classroom, kind of like this one. The room had several large trees I had made from butcher paper. It was fun, and it looked like a park at night, made the space feel warm. He got upset one day and kicked it hard enough that the whole bottom of the tree came apart and collapsed. I didn't fix it. I left it exactly as it was. The thing is, the tree was in his area. So he was the one who had to sit near the broken mess every day. He didn't get to enjoy the nice classroom environment that the other students had. The other kids, who also had their share of behavior challenges, grew frustrated. They wanted their classroom to look nice again. So after several days, they decided to fix it themselves. I helped them, but I let them take the lead. Now here's the interesting part. Even though the student who broke the tree didn't repair it, he learned something too. He watched the others show teamwork, pride, and character. He saw that the group valued their space and that his actions had affected everyone else. He also saw their rewards for doing so, and most importantly, their happiness and pride. And even though he never admitted it, he didn't like being the only one without a nice tree at his station. He never kicked it or anything else again. That's the power of expectations, ownership, and natural consequences working together. When students see that their actions have meaning, and when we give them space to take responsibility, they grow. Sometimes that growth shows up in quiet moments, not dramatic ones. Clearly defined expectations aren't about control. They're about belief. Belief that a student can do better, that they are capable, that their efforts matter. And when students start meeting those expectations, something powerful happens. They develop self-respect, they build confidence, they begin to trust themselves and others. That same student from the first story, the one who once destroyed a dozen computers in the computer lab in second grade, he ended up earning straight A's. By the fourth grade, he was accepted into the Gifted and Talented program, all because someone believed he could rise. So as you set up your classroom, remember, your expectations aren't just rules on a wall, they're a reflection of what you believe your students are capable of becoming. Because when you expect greatness and provide the structure to support it, your students will meet you there. Thanks for watching the Behaviorist Show. If you find this helpful and want to learn more, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share because I got a lot more to say. I'm David Locke, and we'll see you next time.